Hey guys, so you know those little beads that Sephora uses to store their brushes in, like those really small white tiny beads, or something it's like clear. Well, I went looking for that so I can store my brushes because I've seen lots of makeup gurus and YouTubers use it to store their brushes. So I went looking, cannot find these beads anyway. Now granted, I don't live in the US, so we don't have the kind of art stores that may be over there, and checked everywhere, could not find these beads. I was really upset. I was really upset, and the only beads that I found were these, and they were huge, and I wasn't really studying, you know. I was like, yes, I need to get these beads. They look like this. Bought these beads, too big. I became so frustrated, like it was a really terrible situation, and I mean I was really sad about it. And then I told myself, Jay, you need to get it together, and you need to come up with a way to store your brushes so don't be flipping and flopping all over the place like this, just all over. You're looking for something and you can't find it because everything is just all flipping and flopping. So I said, all right, what am I gonna do? Now some people, they use peas, and I don't know what kind of peas to use. I know it's dry peas, but what kind of peas? I mean, is some like ants or something gonna come and eat the peas? Am I gonna get up and see like things in my brush holder? Like, I don't know what to do. So I didn't really want to use the peas, and then I thought about using rice. Now rice is not an attractive color, and if somebody comes into my room and there's like, that's rice in there, so I didn't want to use rice. Then eventually I gave rice a try, and I decided that this is really a good idea. So I wasn't sad about my situation again, because all of my brush holders now look like this, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to get it. Stay tuned. So you're going to need tissue, rubbing alcohol, dye, and I've chosen pink dye, Ziploc bags, whatever you want to store your brushes in, and of course rice. So the first thing we're going to do is measure out how much rice we're going to need. No, more. Put a little bit more. So that should be enough. So now that you've measured out your rice, you're gonna put this rice into a Ziploc bag. And you could double the bag for safety, in case one of the bags has a hole in it. And you just throw the rice in there. So now that you have your rice in your bag, you're going to drop a few drops of the dye into the bag. And I'm going to drop 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to use the rubbing alcohol. And we're using very little. So you just want a few drops. So I'm going to put 2 drops. 1, 2. Seal the bag. Make sure the bag is sealed properly. Right. And you're just gonna mix this up until everything is pink. Now if you realize that it's taking long, you can add a little more rubbing alcohol, but you always want to make sure that you put less first, because if you put too much, the rice will get a little too soggy. So you see it's turning pink. You add a few more drops of dye. Seal the bag properly. Now I'm going to add a little more rubbing alcohol. A very little bit. And a little more dye. Because I really want this to be a bright pink. Not dull at all. Seal again. Make sure the air is out of the bag. So now you see the rice is really pink now. So now that's over with, you take your rice and you spread it out on the newspaper. Now you can leave this outside to dry in the sun, or if you have no patience like me, you can use a blow dryer. So now you're gonna have to be really careful with this. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm gonna do because it's already noisy. So I'm gonna just blow dry it, but you have to make sure when you blow drying it, you have to kind of tilt it this way so it doesn't blow on the other side. So and you're gonna do that until the rice is completely dry.